SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
Spring is here, and so are the critters. If critters are making themselves at home in your home, call Critter Control. Serving the Pine Belt and Gulf Coast, they'll remove those pests and keep them out for good. Call Nathan at 601-467-9341. Critter Control. Get them out, keep them out.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute.
Hey folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. Always, as always, I say, grateful for you guys tuning in into my 9th year, halfway through it. And can't believe it. What started out many years ago at today's one of his rivals, although he's a Mississippian, by way of the major leagues and LSU, was started out in a box up at either, I'm not going to tell you, either Hell State or Ole Miss. I'm not going to give that away. Let's just go to visitmississippi.org before I get carried away here. Visit Mississippi.org. Eat your way around Mississippi. Many great restaurants, even in the Alluvian Hotel, where this man grew up not too far away. I've given way too much away, but let me get back to the nitty-gritty. He is a former major leaguer, big-time pitcher who was born and raised in Greenwood, Mississippi, graduated from Pillow Academy, a lot of friends of mine back in the day, and continue to be my friends that grew up there in Greenwood. He had to choose LSU as his mound to conquer. He was drafted by the Kansas City Royals in 2009 Major League Draft, where he spent his 4 years playing and then called up to the majors, pitched 2 scoreless innings against the Cleveland Indians in his major league debut. His first major league save would follow. He would move on and play for the Los Angeles Dodgers, where our dear friend Reggie Smith is about to be inducted into their Hall of Fame, mutual friends of ours, where he appeared in 61 games as a vital piece of their rotation, and then on to Detroit with a above 50%. Wait, how do you say it? He won twice as many games as he lost out of the bullpen. He decided it was time to move on to the next chapter of his life, where he currently is serving his this chapter of the book in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. He and Allie and his kids. And yes, he was the winning pitcher for LSU in the 2009 College World Series National Championship game. He entered the game, if I recall, with all the marbles on the line and all that pressure and relief during the 8th inning, struck out the side, and in the 9th inning to secure the victory. That is called bringing the heat. Please welcome in professional athlete, Mississippian, another Mississippi treasure, my dear pal, Louis Coleman. What's up, Louis?
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me. I will have to add one little bitty thing.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Greenwood is that's where a lot of things happen. It's where we went to school, but we have a very tiny little community in Slaughter, Mississippi.
Oh, so that's where you're really from.
Well, I mean, the hospital was in Greenwood.
Yeah,
well, you were born in Greenwood. That's our stomping ground. So
you went to Pilla. You grew in Greenwood. Yeah. Don't be whipping out Slaughter on me.
I'm a Greenwoodian, but I'm a Slaughteridian.
Robert Johnson. You ever go visit Robert Johnson's grave?
Yeah, it's out there cross over the bridge, like you're going around Money Road out back that way. Yeah,
Tallahatchie area.
I don't think he's there anymore.
No, he's not there. You know, you always think about that mystical sort of deal. Did he really sell his soul? You know, how, they said that he was not a great player, then all of a sudden the greatest player, and all that. It's an interesting thing. My cousin Abe's Barbecue, which I'm sure you've had before, they claim 49-61 split. That's where Robert sold his soul. Then you got Dockery. I mean, there's all sorts of, where was it? When was it? Are you sure it was? And all that. But obviously made a huge impact on music, period. Next chapters, you get Muddy Waters, and then, Buddy Guy comes from that crop of incredible musicians. That Buddy's still around in Chicago. We just gave Buddy a Blues Trail marker about a number of years ago, where he grew up just over the border into Louisiana. And the music history, obviously. Did you ever grow up sort of understanding the vast musical history, arts history, from Morgan Freeman to William Earl Jones? I mean, the voices, you know what I mean? Like, that came from our Mississippi, Oprah. Did you ever think about sort of the magic that was something in the water?
I'm going to be honest, like, no, not really. I felt like we were so busy, and I didn't become interested in the history of Mississippi until a little bit later. We always listened to music. Classic rock and roll was like is the family jam. We always listened to it. I didn't even get into country until I got to college. But we were always movie people. So Morgan Freeman and his infamous voice, like, I've heard that forever. He actually walked into our church but long before me. But I think the story is like him and my dad passed, like, coming through the front entrance or something like that, and got to shake hands. And that was my dad's Morgan Freeman story. But so I've always been interested. But one of my best friends growing up, he still lives in Slaughter and Farming, and he loves all the history. And so I've actually learned a lot from him, and how the Civil War worked, and how it used to be marshlands and in our Delta. So just, it's the older I'm getting, the more and more I appreciate it. And that's why I brought up Slaughter, because the further I get away from Slaughter,
sure,
the more it makes you appreciate the Delta.
I like Slaughter. Don't get me started. You got to if you go to Wikipedia and all this stuff, even though I've known you now for a long time, we haven't sat down and talked about all of this stuff, but I dig Slaughter, and we're going to stick to Slaughter/Greenwood.
There you
go. I talked, speaking of Morgan and I were playing golf one day, and he told me he had his first breakthrough at about 37 years old. That's when I had my first real hits. And we talked about it. And we said that, the goal at this point was, even though we were always doing it, but we finally were on a national stage, we wanted to do it as long as we were breathing. And he's obviously a little further down the line with me in life, but he's still doing it. His voice is still that impactful. And I'm still doing it. And I'm chasing him. I'm chasing him down, I told him. But I'm so grateful to get to do that, which leads me to this question. Your last pitch, did you know when you were going to retire? Was it an injury, or were you on the mound going, this is it? And what'd you feel like?
I had no idea.
You had no idea. Okay.
No. So my last year in the big league was 2018. If you back up just a little bit, 2016, I was with the Dodgers, and up until 3 of the last 4 outings of that season was one of the best seasons I'd ever had. And then gave up some homers, and it really skewed some stuff. And I think just bad taste in people's mouth going into the playoffs. But then, so fast forward, 2017, I played in the minor leagues all year and had really good numbers, and just was super frustrated about not getting called up. And 18, when I go to with the Tigers, I get called up pretty quickly into the season. I started in AAA, went to minor league camp, but like turned a lot of heads and threw the ball really well all year. I had one little in Toronto, like hit a hole on the mound, kind of janked up my hip there for a second, but really no injuries, no nothing. And came out of that season with like a 3.5 ERA, which was very respectable. And I went into that all season in the back of my mind. I'd never had a guaranteed 1-year deal. And I was always the offensive lineman, or not like that, but kind of the unsung, like quiet behind the scenes. And so I was like, man, what was I in 16? I would have been, or 18, I've been 32, 33. I was like, I'm going to get me a 1-year deal. Sure. I don't know what that feels like to play and you don't have to worry about getting sent up or sent down or all that. And I never got really a phone call. And then the Tigers called back and said, hey, we want you to come to spring training with us. Yeah, you're going to be a big part of our success. We got a lot of young guys. We want you a part of that. And I went to spring training, and from the moment I got there, it didn't feel right. It felt like I kind of like they, and I loved my time with the Tigers. I had this sense of like, something's not right. And then,
interesting you're talking about. Let's stay right there. We got to take a quick break. Do not leave that thought, because I've been there with a record label after having hits, and you're going there and you're rolling, you're on a roll, and all of a sudden something doesn't feel right when you're on the road with some of the regional guys that are going to visit radio. Something doesn't seem right. Visit Mississippi.org. Louis, that seems right. Louis Coleman's my guest today. He visits every year Delta Soul. Him and his wife Allie contribute greatly. We love them so much. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
You soldiers finally coming home.
Your next customer is searching online right now. Will they find you or your competitor? If your website is outdated, slow, or hard to use on a phone, you could be losing business every day. SuperTalk Mississippi Media builds sharp, mobile-friendly websites that look great and work even better, and they're more affordable than you might think. We can drive customers to your new website with powerful radio commercials and targeted digital ads on Facebook, Google, TikTok, Hulu, and more. Call SuperTalk Mississippi Media at 601-991-2305 or visit stmmdigital.com.
Hey, this is Bob.
Louis Coleman's my guest today. Finished on the mound at LSU in magical fashion, powerful fashion, throwing the heat, the junk, all that mattered, whatever it took to win the national championship for LSU. We forgive him for going across border lines here, but hey, he stayed in the South. And he brought home an SEC championship. Major leaguer. Visit Mississippi.org. There's only major leagues when you talk about the celebration of our Mississippi, where Louis and I grew up about 60 miles apart from Slaughter/Greenwood to Greenville. There was a lot of magic being made in the arts, on sports, you name it. Jerry Rice used to roam the field right between us. And that was pre-Lewis's lifetime, but we'll talk about that in a minute because I'm twice as old as I'm not twice as old as Lewis now, but he was around, but a baby.
I'm proud to say I'm 40, Steve. You can tell people how old you are. You can lie. I don't care. I just turned 40 not too long ago.
40 plus 22. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, that's all I have to say. All right. So in that way, it makes me feel like I'm 40 and 22. All right. So Louis, let's stay there for a second, because that is a pretty lonely feeling. And when your gut's telling you, you go there so positive, everything's working. And then when a record label's sort of done with you, or a baseball team is done with you, you sort of feel like something's not quite right.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about that.
Yeah. And so it got to the end of spring training, and it was the worst time of the year. It's like the most stressful thing ever. Because like I said, I never had a guaranteed deal or contract where I felt like I knew where I was going. And so they called me into the office with like a week left in spring training, which is the worst time because everybody's finalizing their rosters. You're not going to get picked up. It's really hard. So I get called in there. Hey, we're going to send you to minor league camp, but hey, go earn a job while you're down there too. And then, so I walk out of there and I'm like, wait, I don't even have a minor league job after this. So I go down there, and Steve, I think I threw in 5 games on the minor league side, and so there's 15 outs, and I think I struck out 13 of the 15. I don't know what else I could have done. And then in the big league games, I think I gave up maybe 5-6 hits in the 7 outings I had, but 4 of those hits were solo homers. But it was the first time I ever thought I could work on something. But then I just started getting this anyway. So I got released at the end of minor league camp too. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, and everybody had left town. So the GMs, nobody could look me eye to eye and be like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
So I was honestly pretty bitter and didn't understand it. I was coming off some really good years, and so I was just left stranded. And Allie, we had just had our first child, and so the baby was at spring training. They had gone home maybe a week before, and so I'm kind of down there by myself at minor league camp, sulking in my And so I come home, and I'm like, I keep working out. I even went down to Baton Rouge because I knew I could get some good workout there. And I was down there for like 2 weeks and left Allie and our newborn here in Kentucky. And while I was down there, I got a call from the Mets, and it had gone on for like 2 months, no team, and which is the worst because you're not getting those in-game reps, or it's not the same. So you're not building up. It's a lot different.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like pro golfers. They need like a few tournaments to sort of get ready for the majors. You're gearing up to something, and you got to be competitive. Right. You got to stay competitive. You got to stay in the game.
Even if it's a side tournament, they're at least making pressured putts.
Exactly. Yeah. They're sort of building you just feel more comfortable than taking off for 2 months. Right. Exactly. Even though you're training, it's not the same as game time experience. Right.
Yes. And so I finally, the Mets agreed to bring me on, but they were like, so how much time do you need? I'm like, I mean, give me 4 weeks would be great. I need at least 2 weeks to get some pitching. So they sent me down to Port St. Lucie. I threw down every other day, every third day, I would throw off the mound to hitters these were kids that were just drafted out of some of the Caribbean places, or super young high school kids. And so I remember the first day I threw, it was like 84 miles an hour, and I was giving it all the gas I had. And so now I'm just like, what the heck?
So what's the difference in what it was? Where was it?
89 to 92.
That's significant, right? And then I'm working out, I'm throwing, I'm doing everything, but just that competition, and it's just more of a lull instead of. Yeah.
Anyway, so I left there, and I finally got it up to 87, 88, just every day, hard as you can.
Yeah.
I go play AAA with Syracuse Mets, and the first 2 outings I gave up runs. Tim Tebow was on that team, so I got to play alongside him.
I love it.
We had lockers next to each other, and he took half my locker with his shoulders and his gear. And then, so first 2 outings, runs. After that, 12 straight outings, I think, or 11, whatever, something like that. No runs. And then, let's say the 12th outing, I give up a run in that game. I come into the office. They're like, hey, Louis, come here. Hey, we're releasing you. It's like last guy in, first guy out type thing. You just got here. You've only been here a month. We got all these young guys. So I called the general manager of the Mets, and I was like, what happened? I haven't given up a run in 12 outings. This is the epitome of consistency. This is what you want.
Right, exactly.
And I'm throwing 89 to 92 miles an hour. There was no pressure in these outings. Yeah. And anyway, he said, Louis, this isn't going to make you feel any better. We got a lot of young guys, but also we almost called you up 3 days ago.
And then, okay, that doesn't make any sense. This is nuts. So they're almost going to call you up, and they're going to release you on a lesser, in the minors. And that was July the 2nd of 2019. And that was the last day that I. Well, at least you didn't have to deal with COVID playing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, that's a blessing right there, because I don't know how. You just didn't know what was going on, and there was a lot of things being thrown out. So, what would we have done? Would we have stuck it out as a family? Would we have said, I'm going to go home because of COVID? What are we going to do? Who knows?
How'd you end up in Elizabethtown?
Allie's brother and I played together. His name's Nate Adcock. We played together with the Royals. He introduced Allie and I, and the love story started there. And
nice.
Within 10 months, we were engaged, and then a year later married. So we got married in 2013. and her whole family lives here. We live Elizabethtown. I guess you could say Fort Knox butts up to Elizabethtown, vice versa, however you want to call it. So we're right on the doorstep of Fort Knox, the Gold Vault, the infamous Gold Vault. But they've been here forever. Like, this is where all of them went to high school there. Her two brothers, they all went to high school here. Folks are still here, and so it made the most sense. Somebody just knocked on my door. It sounds like one of my kids.
Okay, so let's talk about your kids. What's Luke doing?
Luke is either eating, pooping, or sleeping. But he doesn't cry very much. And he eats all the time.
We got to feed that baby. We got to get him ready. We got to invest. I'm ready to invest. Visit Mississippi.org. Invest in your Mississippi. Take a road trip. Louis and I were just talking about our friends over at Dancing Rabbit, and we've Chief Cyrus, Ben, Matt Perkins, a whole group over there, dear friends of ours, and come and help us celebrate the Delta Soul. Hello, sweetheart. We're going to be right back. You're in a Mississippi Minute. I'm with the great Louis Coleman.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Your next customer is searching online right now. Will they find you or your competitor? If your website is outdated, slow, or hard to use on a phone, you could be losing business every day. SuperTalk Mississippi Media builds sharp, mobile-friendly websites that look great and work even better, and they're more affordable than you might think. We can drive customers to your new website with powerful radio commercials and targeted digital ads on Facebook, Google, TikTok, Hulu, and more. Call SuperTalk Mississippi Media at 601-991-2305 or visit stmmdigital.com.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
From the Seabrook.com.
In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
We're in cold water and we're in too deep.
Slight interruption that you guys didn't get to hear on the air. Emma, sweet Emma Coleman, Lewis's baby girl. Well, the oldest child.
That's the second. She's five.
Five.
That's
okay.
the middle one. Yeah.
Middle one. Okay, yeah. Middle child just came in as sweet as she could be. Visit Mississippi.org. Plan a wonderful trip to eat yourself just to oblivion. Well, come on, you don't eat, you know what I'm saying. There's just so many great chefs in Mississippi, just like our music, just like our arts. Louis Coleman's my guest today. Incredible baseball career, but a journey he was on, as you can tell. Let me tell you guys what. Nothing in our businesses, the entertainment business, which, you know, covers sports, music, movies, film, everybody. Every time I've talked to Morgan Freeman, every time I've talked to Marty Stewart, every time our friends Dina Carter and, Charlie Daniels back in the day and Charlie Pride and everybody, there was always this sense of a journey. And it was the journey that kept you humble and also hungry at the same time to get better and better. Dina Carter's dad, Fred Carter, the great guitar player, played on The Boxer with Simon & Garfunkel, played incredible guitar. He would come home, and Dina would always say she remembers most. His saying was, "It's steak or beans." And that meant I'm going to love what I do for the rest of my life, and this is what I'm going to do. But you guys will know when things are going really good when we're having steak. And when you're having beans, you know that we're fighting for it. And she always sort of lived by that. And I've loved that. As a baseball player, you've had all this success in your life. I want to ask you sort of your time at LSU. We documented this the last time when we talked about you were sort of coming off a little bit of a lull or injuries or whatever, and all of a sudden you were sort of the way we chatted, it made it sound like you surprised yourself. Have you ever surprised yourself in such a way on the mound that you go, almost like in the game of golf, we got it going and all of a sudden we just get sloppy out there, and you're going like, what is going on? How can we just get it going? And then all of a sudden we shank one, you know what I mean? Or two or three, you go from swinging perfect to like going, what the heck is going on? Pros go through this. You as a pro baseball player went through.
Did I ever surprise myself?
Yeah. You ever surprise yourself?
I can always talk about LSU, and there's several things that we could talk about there about surprising myself or kind of getting out of my comfort zone and going to talk to the coach and be like, I'm not pitching, I want to pitch. Some, as I would refer as big boy stuff, like you're growing up. But in 2013 with the Royals, and mind you, I could talk LSU over pro stuff all day.
Sure.
That's how much it means to me. But in 2013, I got called up just before the All-Star break, and I had I want to say like a 1.5 ERA in AAA. Like I was having a phenomenal year already in AAA. And then I get called up for my third. This will be 3 years in a row now. Getting called up with the Royals, and I went on. I think I finished the year with almost 30 innings, like right at 30 innings pitched. And the very last batter I faced that year, accidentally walked him, and then someone came in relief and gave up a homer. So that run scored. So that was the second run that I gave up that season. And I had like 30 innings pitched.
Wow.
And so if that guy wouldn't have scored at that point, it's probably changed now. At that point, it would have been an American League record for amount of innings pitched.
Wow.
Stuff like this to start the season. And I started the season just before the All-Star break. So I was on cloud nine. Like, I didn't know. It's kind of like with my golf game, if I put 3 or 4 good holes together in a row, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just keep swinging. When I would throw the slider, I didn't have to think about how to throw, how to do it. It just, that year, it was so natural and so easy and effortless. If I wanted to throw the ball at his chest up high and run one past him, done. Slider, 3 inches behind.
You had that much control. You had that much control without even thinking about it.
It was so fun.
Like you're in the zone.
I get chills just like how and like it didn't matter who got in the box. Like Giancarlo Stanton was hitting bombs that year, and Miguel Cabrera has always been an animal. But you get guys like that, and I'd be like,
do you get supercharged when you saw the really great batters coming up? Do you love it? You just
I would say early on, like in my debut and right around in there, when guys would get into the box that like I remember watching as a kid or like through high school, college, I'd get a little jittery, but it would usually cost me. So you quickly have to learn to lock it in and just understand. Because they'd say, well, this guy hits sliders really good, but has he seen my slider? Is the mentality you have to have. So if I throw my slider where I want it, we're good. Just don't let the negative
hang.
creep in.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
just don't make a mistake. But you start thinking, don't make a mistake, then you make the mistake.
Were you a corner, you painting corners and all? I grew up, you believe it or not, my entire life, I never played anywhere but behind the plate. Never. Yeah. And I loved it. And I caught for some really, really, really good pitchers growing up down the Delta and all that along the way. but were you a paint corner guy? I mean, like, when do you just bring the heat and you don't care? Was there ever a point where you go, I'm just take just the middle of the plate, or did you ever think middle of the plate?
I would say in college, like, so kind of backing up to that, surprising myself, like my freshman and sophomore year, I was way more tentative, like, and I was nibbling, and the confidence just wasn't always there. About the back end of my junior year, it started to be, hey, here it comes. Good luck. And then my senior year, there was, I'd attack early, 0-0 count. We're attacking early. 0-2, I'm going to throw a perfect pitch, and it's my pitch, and you either, swing, umpire rings you up, whatever. And then in pro ball, I also had to learn that transition. Because now you're getting into a whole different thing. The minor leagues, I felt like, was like LSU all over again as far as mindset. I just attacked. And then sometimes I'd get up to the big leagues and I would nibble. And it can cost you.
Let me ask you this while you're nibbling here, thinking about nibbling. You go from high school, you think about it. How many players from your team played on the next level of any type? Junior college?
There was a couple guys. One,
so
Ryan Taylor played at Mississippi Delta. So
when you're playing other teams, there may be one or two other players that's going to go play ball somewhere, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
maybe three. Okay, so now all of a sudden you get into college and they're all playing ball there, and then you get in the minors and you're all trying to get to the majors. Then you get to the majors and everybody. So you're literally having to really focus every single second of every pitch. Where in high school, was there like, all right, this is not going to be this complicated?
Yeah, well, I remember playing in high school games in 8th grade. So, like, there would be times when I was a senior and a kid would get in the box and I'd be like, he has no chance. Like, he's
exactly.
in 8th or 9th grade, and it's not that he's not talented or athletic. It's just he's probably never seen a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. So you wouldn't think about corner. You just paint it. You wouldn't paint the corner. You would just bring it.
And it was like 3 pitches. Get him out.
He couldn't swing in time. Let's take a quick break. I'm swinging right now. I just want you to know that. Visit Mississippi.org, folks. They've been with me since the start. I'm a believer in everything that Rochelle and the team is doing there. An incredible job. Grateful I got to be a part of the America 250 event that will be on MPB very soon aired. It was a moving night, and it was a lot of work. And I'm not used to working like that. I got to tell you, Louis, I had to work for this one. Visit Mississippi.org. Plan your trip. We'll be right back with Louis Coleman. He's bringing the heat. Stand by.
We're in cold water, and I shall believe.
$20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
For all your glass needs.
silver whistle and an old clipboard, a polo shirt and a pair of gray
Got a short
shorts
segment
and
left with one heck of a guy. He's becoming truly one of our Delta Soul's most MVP favorite people. We love him like a brother and family member. Always gracious of his time, him and his wife, Allie. And they come down here every year, leave Elizabethtown, and make their way. He goes and checks on his family in Slaughter and Greenwood, and then heads down here to Greenville and helps us raise money for the Arts for Kids. He is significant. Him and his wife, Allie, both are their jewels of our charity event, and we hope that we're going to be doing this for a long time together. But we're very grateful. Go to visitmississippi.org. It's a beautiful thing. Louis, we are very grateful for you and Allie, by the way. You are first class. And don't you love the fact that, I mean, the game of golf, I mean, I don't want to wear golf out. And people are going to go, people that are listening that don't play golf go, give me a break. Okay, so you hunt or you fish or you do something that allows a ball or something not to be moving, and that you can spend hours together with somebody to have the opportunity to build relationships that are game changers in your life. And that's what golf does for me. I couldn't choose golf and hunting and fishing, and although I loved it growing up, didn't love it as much as golf, and I didn't love it as much as a lot of my friends who, you know, have blaze orange and camouflage as part of their the biggest section in their closet, you know. Yeah. But with that said, you think about these events that we get to do and the relationships. I mean, for you, what's that meant?
You know, there's a group out of Kentucky that through you I've gotten to meet, and we have a text thread now, and obviously you're in it. But those are some of the most special people to our family. Just how genuine they are and how down to earth, and you would never know, other than our little group, but you would never know what they're really like. How, I guess what I'm trying to say is their worth, or like, you just would never know.
But very, very generous.
Yes. Yeah. But also very humble with it. Like, it's not, they
don't walk around flat. They're not, you would never know, except when he pulls up except when he's, Brent's pulling up in the jet, Yeah,
well, of course, but that gets parked off to the side and nobody sees that. But but they don't talk about it, and I just think I think that speaks a lot of people when you can have some pretty cool stories and you're reserved with it.
Looking back over your career and the work that you actually had to put in to be a major leaguer, to win the national championship, be on the mound, be the one called at the most pivotal point to win the national championship, called out of the bullpen and come in and do what you did. You think all that work you put, how much work did you put in?
I feel like that's what it was. Everything was revolved around from the time that, you're playing T-ball, but like I remember a string hanging on the screen porch with a ball on the end of it. And I can remember as a kid just out there hitting this ball, and it would go up and hit the ceiling and come back down. And, but it just started. I mean, I played 5 sports all the way through high school. So I literally was playing at least one sport at all time. And when I got to LSU, it's like they even asked if I wanted to hit and pitch. And I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed with like that I'm at LSU and I just came from this small town. I think I'm just going to pitch, which was totally fine. Like, we had some incredible hitters. I probably wasn't going to hit. But then all day, every day, all we did was think about baseball and what are we doing next. And sometimes I forgot about my academics, and that kind of almost got me. But
yeah. Well,
but you're learning how to be an adult too, and be responsible. But it's all day, every day. And I got to where I don't think I loved baseball as much as I did until I got to LSU. Like, because I always did so many different things. I loved playing football. Soccer was my favorite.
What's that sport you just said? What is that you just said?
Yeah, soccer. Football.
I don't know what it is.
It was my favorite. It was only because our defensive coordinator for football was our head coach, and we played redneck soccer. There was none of this like diamond, pass, trail, left, right. It was like kick it, run, be aggressive, be tough. it was fun.
All right, visit Mississippi.org has allowed me to have a catch-up conversation with my dear, dear friend, Louis Coleman. Louis, I appreciate you so much.
Steve, I love you guys. Love Delta Soul. And we needed it to be a week-long event from now on, please.
No, well, all you got to do is come in on Monday. Reggie was already here, the great Reggie Smith.
I don't think I get enough PTO time for that.
Yeah, later on.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
Your next customer is searching online right now. Will they find you or your competitor? If your website is outdated, slow, or hard to use on a phone, you could be losing business every day. SuperTalk Mississippi Media builds sharp, mobile-friendly websites that look great and work even better, and they're more affordable than you might think. We can drive customers to your new website with powerful radio commercials and targeted digital ads on Facebook, Google, TikTok, Hulu, and more. Call SuperTalk Mississippi Media at 601-991-2305 or visit stmmdigital.com.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now. A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.